If you want to get away from the crowds and experience jaw-dropping nature, then La Palma is the Canary Island for you. Let's dive into the top 15 must-see spots on one of the most mesmerizing islands in the world. Kicking things off, we've got the village of Poris de Candelaria, one of the most beautiful villages on the entire island. There is nothing else like this in the entire world. This small fishing community, which is tucked in at the back of a cave at the bottom of a cliff, faces westward, which means that sunsets here are the absolute best time to come visit. Since the sun only penetrates at the later hours of the day, this is the best time to get nice views like these, where you get the whole village illuminated and get to witness some of the most dramatic sunsets to be seen anywhere on the island. Parking is free and there is no admission to visit, like all the other 15 selections on this list. If at any point throughout this video you find yourself salivating about the idea of visiting the island of La Palma, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like so our small but mighty channel can continue to grow. From sea level all the way to the top of the island, we have the Roque De Los Muchachos. This is where you're gonna get the absolute most breathtaking views, where you will be able to see on the best of days all the other Canary Islands. You can do some epic hiking around this point, but if you just have a short amount of time, there is a parking lot right beside where you just do the last 200 meters by foot to soak in amazing views like these. The Roque De Los Muchachos is a special place for multiple reasons, so at number 11 on this list, we're going to look at why all the most expensive telescopes in Europe can all be found here. Up next are the rainforest hikes at the Cubo de Galga and Zafra. Hiking is easily one of the most popular activities to do on the island, and one of the reasons is because of all the amazing lush forest. Unlike some of the Canary Islands to the east, there are no sand dunes on the island, and there are plenty of green areas with epic forests for you to discover. We made an entire video that covers this in more detail that you can check out after this one, but if you ask us, these are the two must-do hikes in the forest when visiting the island of La Palma. This next one is definitely a hidden gem and probably one of our favorite places on the entire island, and you're about to see why. The epic rock pools of La Fajana are unlike any others that you're going to find in the Canary Islands. Although many other islands have epic rock pools, none are as isolated as this one and arguably as jaw-dropping. The area is completely surrounded by free amenities like camping areas for camper vans, picnic areas, and there's even washrooms and water available. If you want to spend the night, there are a few cute little guest houses that you can see down in the right corner of this shot here, and there's some fantastic hikes to be done all the way to the lighthouse in the distance through the banana fields. And the cherry on the sundae is that sometimes whales pass close. We saw these guys while having our sundowner drinks, an absolute epic must-see place that you can't miss when visiting La Palma. Easily the number one location for hiking in the south is the Route of the Volcanoes. This ridge that goes all the way from the central of the island down to the southernmost tip is scattered with all kinds of volcanoes that are younger than the Holy Bible. Even if hiking isn't so much your thing, it is definitely worth putting in a little extra effort to go check out these amazing craters. The way that the forest interlaces with all the ash from the recent eruptions really just makes a dramatic background drop for some epic photos and some epic views of the south side of the island. The hiking here is quite easy, so it's very good for beginners. There is a very cool picnic spot that you can park and start the hike. You can find more information for that down in the description below. And for however impressive it looks in these shots, I guarantee you it is 10 times more impressive in real life. And on the clearest of days, to the distance, you can see other Canary Islands like Gomera in the top right corner of this shot. Remember the deal, if you're dreaming about La Palma now, you know what you gotta do. Alright, on to number 6, Las Salinas De Fuencaliente. For those of you making fun of my attempt to speak Spanish, continue to let me know about how bad I suck in the comments below. This is an absolute must-see spot in the south of the island where you're going to see the pink salt fields, one of few resources that come off the island of La Palma. You can do a paid guided tour, but everything that we've seen here is just from the zones that you can see from free, and that's about enough. You have some very cool lighthouses, the old one with the new one, and just to the right of that, you got a beautiful beach where you can do some swimming when the waves on the ocean allow it. What really makes these salt fields pop is that they are surrounded by volcanic terrain, so those colors just really come out a little bit more with the black volcanic sands and the nice crystal clear blue and turquoise waters of the Atlantic Ocean. This next one is season dependent, and that's the wild Peretti Echium flowers that are endemic to the Canary Islands. These flowers can get almost 2 meters tall, and you have to time your visit correctly in order to be able to see them. This is what they look like just as they're opening in the mid-months of May, so the best time to go is from mid-May through to the end of June if you want to explore and see these amazing Jurassic flowers. Your trip will undoubtedly start in the capital of Santa Cruz, and it's the old colonial town that gets this one onto our list of 15. Santa Cruz is surrounded by black sand beaches and has a beautiful pedestrian street that cuts straight through the heart of the old town. If you're lucky to be there during special occasions like we were during Easter, you'll get some very cool parades and some very cool Canarian culture for you to enjoy. You can see the shop fronts still have that beautiful, beautiful colonial style, with the balconies being a photographer's dream. And if you time your vacation correctly, you might get to see something extra special. Where else in the world are you going to see something like this? This next one is the newest addition of must-see locations on the island of La Palma, and that is the crater of the 2021 eruption. As you can see in these shots, it is still smoking and the smell of the sulfur is still very strong. You can see firsthand the devastation and the carnage that it unloaded when it went off in September of 2021. The estimated impact value of the destruction is 843 million euros, and they are still recovering 3 years later from the damage that this volcano unleashed. You can see the very lucky buildings that were spared to the left and the right of this trail of lava that heads all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean. This is the second of 2 Jurassic plants that make this list, and that are the dragon blood trees that are endemic to the Canary Islands. Although you do find them on other islands, you do not find them as large or as beautiful as the dragon trees found on La Palma. The largest ones sit by a belvedere at Punta Gorda, so you could just stop while you're driving around the island and take in these beautiful, beautiful trees. As promised, folks, this is the other half of the right and left hand combination knockout at the Roque De Los Muchachos, and that's the Starlight Reserve that sits at the top of the Caldera De Taburiente. This is the second best place to see stars in the entire northern hemisphere, just after Mount Mauna Kea in Hawaii. So not only are you going to get the best view of the stars from atop of the Roque De Los Muchachos, but you're also going to see the most expensive and biggest telescopes in Europe. This is where a lot of the European Space Agency telescopes sit, with famous ones like the Herschel, the Galileo, and the Isaac Newton telescope. You can see that even when it's cloudy and rainy down at sea level, up here at 2,400 meters, the skies are usually clear, and this makes for one of the best spots to see views like these. This is arguably the most defining area on the entire island of La Palma, and that's the Caldera de Taburiente. On the north of the island, you have this amazing old hollowed out volcanic crater that has a rim averaging over 2,000 meters that it creates one of the most impressive natural amphitheaters in the world. All those impressive telescopes we've already seen, they're here. The Roque De Los Muchachos, it's here, but it's the little things that you find scattered all around that make this place so special. The viewpoints from all around the crater keep changing as you have 270 degrees to look inside this bowl of lush forest vegetation. On sunny days, you can see from side to side, but when the clouds come in, that's when this amphitheater gets even more dramatic. I mean, look how awesome this is. You can only imagine what it looks like with your own eyes. Inside the park is one of the only places on the island that there is running water year-round, and there's such a wide variety of sediment in the rocks that you're going to get all the colors of the rainbow. We spent 3 nights sleeping at 2,200 meters above the clouds, and I will easily go back and spend at least another week at some time in the near future because this is literally one of the coolest places we've ever been in Europe. I think that's Raven for if you're enjoying this video, you need to subscribe. Obviously, Europe is very well known for producing some amazing wine, but it's the topography of the landscapes of these vineyards that make them so special. Looking very similar to steppe rice fields found in Southeast Asia, these vines are grown in the volcanic soil all from the north down the west coast of the island. Wine tours here are possible just like in France, Italy, and Spain, and you're going to get to taste some really fantastic wines. And if you're going to bring back a souvenir for somebody, I can't think of a better idea than getting them a bottle of wine from the volcanic vineyards of La Palma. This one is definitely a hidden gem, and that's the Belvedere at Punta Gorda. The viewpoint here is absolutely amazing. There's even a long zip line that you can do just to the right, but when we were here, there was absolutely nobody. We spent the night in our van. We drank wine at the end, undisturbed, all alone, and had amazing views of the valley just beside Punta Gorda. And if you're following the ring road around the island, it's a very, very easy spot to stop because you don't have to go all the way down to the ocean and then all the way back up to the ring road at the end of your visit. Last but not least is the beach at Los Tillos. There aren't too many beaches on the island of La Palma, and that's because of the rocky volcanic terrain that surrounds the island, but this beach is pretty special because it's a small little village that you'll find smushed in the middle of the plantations of banana trees, and there's something here for everybody. A nice spot for camper vans to park up, some beautiful little boutique hotels, and some great restaurants for you to enjoy some awesome sunsets on the west coast. At the end of the day, folks, La Palma is definitely an island that is for people who want to get away from the crowds, experience some awesome nature, and not be surrounded by the more gimmicky factors that are found on some of the other Canary Islands. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope that it helps you plan your next trip to La Palma. And always remember, guys, adventures don't happen at home.